Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Chef Lethal Plays Path of Exile. It is episode number 21, and I'm feeling a little bit better. I feel less rage quitty, and more like I can actually play the game. So here we go. I did manage to clear the terrace map. Don't ask me how I did it. I don't want to talk about it, but it was legit. 100% I did it. And I am not happy with how it went, but it went. So enough of that. In that, I did get 2 passive points. I leveled up a few times while I was farming lower level maps. I don't think the levels helped at all, but I did it. So I've got Path of Building open on my other monitor, and I'm scrolling over, and it looks like we're going to come down and get this wheel right here of this intelligence to get over here to Redemption, because our minions are going to be our golems and stuff. I'm also just checking here to see, do I have the other masteries that I need, or are we good? So we are pretty good. I also want to make mention here at the top that I am recording voiceover from already recorded gameplay. So I tried to keep notes in my head of what I wanted to say while I was playing the game, but I will probably get it all messed up. I had an Atlas point from beating the terrace map, so I wanted to go ahead and put it in there to get additional map drop chance, and now we're going to start running into T2 maps. Incredible. So this channel map is actually pretty tough. A lot of modifiers there, considering how much trouble I had with T1s, but we're going to give it a try. We're absolutely going to give it a try. Hovering here, I'm probably thinking about something to say like, oh chef, you got to be clever. Oh, I did get a heat shiver leather hood. I bought it off the market for 10 chaos. And this is in the build guide as a recommended helmet, so I did go ahead and purchase it. I like the cold and fire resistance. The mana regeneration rate is huge, and I think the cold damage and I think it had fire damage on there as well is important for the build. I don't think I get any other upgrades. I do have a righteous fire gem here that I'm leveling in my offhand, because one of the skills that we are going to be using is a transfigured version of Righteous Fire. So once I get a little bit stronger and I can run the Merciless Lab, the Merc Lab, relatively consistently, I will try to get the transfigured gem that I need instead of trying to buy it from the market. Because we also need, there's a Frostblink one that we need that is expensive. It's like a divine right now. It's still really early in the league. That should come down as time goes on, but if I have the opportunity to run it myself, then that is something that I will be thinking about. You saw also there I was spawning in my golems. For some reason my lightning golems disappeared. Oh, probably because I had to switch off my offhand. So away we go. T2 maps, the channel. I love this map. This is a great map. This is the same map layout as the Blood Aqueducts, or just the Aqueducts from what is it, Act 4 and 9 or something like that. So it's very linear, it's very easy. You can see the Glacial Cascade pretty much like covers the entire pathway of where the monsters can walk. So lots of good damage spread there. It's like everywhere we go, it's a choke point, which is really nice. Also, Righteous Fire is going to be leveling up quite a bit because it's a brand new skill gem, and we're farming level 69 monsters. Very good. Also getting really good with gold. One thing that I'm going to be trying to experiment a little bit more with, especially getting into the higher maps. I know T2 is not higher, it's higher than 1, but trying to focus on getting gold, because I want to make sure that I keep my King's March boats going as much as possible, at least as early as I can here, to try to get as much currency, small currency as I can get, because I need it desperately. Alright, so I'm not gonna do the Abyss. I kind of was like thinking that it was not gonna be good, and of course I walked right into a huge pack of guys, and in my head I thought I was going to tell myself, okay, make sure, chef, you say that you're going to be taking this map a little bit cautiously, a little bit on the slower side, so that you don't die. So what do? I Frostblink directly into a pack of tough monsters. So I didn't do the Abyss, but I did end up just committing suicide anyway. So gonna try this again. I know the pack is there now, so I can engage from afar, and it's going a lot better this time. I do have the knowledge of forethought, because I already did this, obviously, so I know what's gonna happen, mostly. I've got a terrible memory, though. My mercenary has been absolutely incredible. He's doing great work for me. Very happy to have him. I'm gonna be sad to see him go once he kind of gets leveled out of the content. Hopefully that won't be for a while, because he's doing a lot of really good melee work for me. I can't remember. I don't think he's got a good aura that I can use. I think ideally the notes in the build guide, I think, say that we really want one that has grace, the grace aura, but I could be wrong. I'll definitely check on that when the time comes, when I get a little bit stronger and I can kind of more reliably run this content. Then yeah, I'll be checking and making sure that I'm following the guide a little bit more closely. Right now I'm still struggling with gear sockets and links and everything. I don't have all the skills that I need, so just trying to do the best I can. And thankfully, I think the mana regeneration rate from the helmet has really been helping, because you can see most of my mana is stuck in reservation for my auras, but I'm not running into really any mana issues, so I may be able to drop one of my, maybe even both of my mana flasks. I just have to keep an eye on it, but one or both of my mana flasks, and use actual utility flasks that are helpful. But that's a conversation for a different day. I don't actually think I used a mana flask at all in this map, but it's just something I'll have to keep in mind, in the back of my mind, just to see if I do it, because that will be a big help to be able to use, a silver flask or a quartz flask or something like that to get me out of tough spots. I almost died right there. That was really close. I'm glad I did not die, obviously. So it's just so, it hurts so bad. It's not really terrible at this point for dying, because the levels come pretty quickly, but once you get up in the 80s, 90s especially, once you hit level 90, it just you count the hours that you lose when you die and you have to make up the experience for. Just a second ago I picked up a skill gem that I don't need, but it was labeled as superior, and if you ever see a superior skill gem dropped on the ground, just pick it up. You will want it to sell it to the vendor. If you sell enough gems with quality, that's what the superior means, it has quality. If you sell enough gems that have quality to the vendor, watch how fast this boss dies. I do my frost bomb and the frostbite curse and just melts. That was incredible. Plus my minions and my mercenary, it's like bye bye. That was super duper fast. I got a nice unique armor there that I'm not going to use. It's actually probably trash. I'm trying to check the price of it right now. It's a fairly common item. Runs for 1C right now, so no, it's garbage. It kind of looks like, to my unexperienced eyes, it kind of looks like another body piece that is very sought after. And I don't know the rules about high level or high rarity unique items dropping, like as far as your item level goes, or your area level. So I don't know if, for instance, I could drop a mage blood right now, or if the item, I was thinking it might have been, for those of you familiar, Diala's Malefaction, I think. I have only seen Diala's like twice in my years of playing, because I think I tried to use it one time, but I got a bad corrupt on it or something. That was a good stream. I remember when I did that. But anyway, I don't know if at level 69, if I'm able to even pick up those items, if they're able to drop. But that's not my problem right now. I'm just trying to get through the dang content. We do have a Verizium ore cropping there. I'm not going to focus too much on the ore. I know last league I was really, I found it very important to make sure that I got all the ores and I was farming them and they were getting mined properly. But now that I know what each shipment does and what it means and where you send it, I'm not going to focus too much on it. Maybe if I get to an area where it's an easy farm and it's not like cramped, or I feel comfortable doing it and it's not going to take too much time or whatever, then I'll do it in case I need to target farm something. So here I'm just going to go to 75. The Verisium is always it's always been tricky for me, so like I almost died there. It's always been tricky for me, and it just seems like the monsters are extra super hard compared to the area and just other ore monsters. So that is confusing to me, but we got it through. No problems there with getting the 75. And my Animate Guardian died. I am running just a nothing special Animate Guardian just because I had an extra red slot available and I didn't have anything else to put it in, so I thought, why not just have an extra minion. I'm gonna offload my inventory here. Got lots of got some maps, got some items. Let's check out this helmet. The Ezomite Peak, it's garbage. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna check the price on it. It is absolutely garbage. Yeah, I can't even, it's not even gonna be useful for my alternate character that I've been playing. So here I'm just checking, and I'm also trying to keep in mind a little bit my second character that I'm playing. I'm having a hard time gearing him up as well, but yeah, so that's influencing a little bit of what I want to pick up. So here I am. I came back to King's March because I need to fill up the bank. So I'm going to do that now. So plop in there 4,300 gold. That will get my farmer farming. And we're going to talk to Tujin, and I have this guy for shipping, but then I know that I've got another one assigned in farming that's got a shipping tag on him. This guy right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on the ship as well. Eventually. Here we go. Way to go, chef. Good job. Alright, we're going to ship it just to the closest location. And now I just need to add a shipment type. Just need to add a shipment type. Oh yeah, I was checking my other monitor to see what item types for each port, but it doesn't matter because we're doing crops. Crops equals currency. So I'm going to put all of the Veritasium or whatever it's called into the shipment, and it's here we go. It's going to take like 2 hours to come back. Hopefully we get some good currency. Got 3.5 hours on the treasury before it runs out of gold, so should be good to go there. Got a little bit of ore, but I'm not too worried about the ore. We already talked about that. Now I see that we've got some time, so gotta make sure, always make sure you apply your Atlas point before you go to the next map, because otherwise it's not going to count. And let's go to Chateau. It's another rare level map, or excuse me, rare? Yeah, rare gold. So the potential here is to be pretty difficult. I think anytime that I run maps that I've already completed or of lower tier, if I can, I should do them at this level, just because you get more monsters equals more loot, more gold, more everything. And if the risk of dying is low, then, or lower, then that's something to.
I do not wish to hear your voice.
So just going through, got these so the loot just right in the middle of the way, just taking up my whole screen. How dare you, loot? And some good monster packs here. Got a nice another channel map. That one's going to be fun to run. One thing I will say is one of the main reasons that I'm like so harping on getting currency is because I've been using a lot of my bubblegum currency on my second character, leveling, trying to get him up to speed and get him better gear and better sockets and all that stuff. Because I'm not speed running that guy. I'm just going as as slow as I need to and taking my time and just trying to have a little bit of fun and just try something else. And here I'm trying to run an experiment to see how much gold I can get dropped in this map. So that's why I went back for that little measly. It was just 26 gold, but I wanted to see, have that add to the total. And I'm trying to get better also at when I see a big pack of monsters running at me, either hitting them with the frost bomb or the frostbite curse. That will help, kill them faster, make them a little less scary. But I have to remember to do it. And melt that guy down, which is ironic because we're using cold damage. But there, my mark is doing the work over there. My mark is doing the work. Those two words should not rhyme by looking at them, but here we are. Anyway, phonetics aside, continue killing everything you see in sight. I am trying to run these to near completion. I'd like to see, usually I do sub 50 before I call it an end, sub 50 monsters left. But I'm trying to go even lower than that for these ones, especially if I can run them with relative ease, because of course the XP is where the money's at right now for this character. And I don't want to waste any easy opportunities to get XP or gold for that matter. But you don't lose gold when you die, so that's not as terribly important. Got a nice dead end, of course, because I am the king of dead ends. Even in the maps, I find them and I will exploit them. And by exploit them, I mean get frustrated by them. A lot of good monsters there. Nice little pack. Not a magic pack or anything like that, but just a ton of guys. It's all good. Getting close to the boss area here. And there he is. It's Argus, our friend Argus. So Glacial Cascade. I'm gonna hit him. I think I already hit him with the curse. You saw he was frozen. He was absolutely just frozen right there, which is hilarious. So that was an easy kill. He didn't even touch me. So I'm very happy with that. That went very well. Always make sure you grab the crafting recipes. I guess you don't have to, but you hate to have to run the map back, especially if you get higher level. Like that crafting recipe, I probably don't need. It's for war cries. I don't use war cries, but part of me likes to just see all of the recipes unlocked, even if I don't need them or want them or will ever need them that league. Plus, I don't really know what it is until you pick it up, so I just do it because I don't want to have to come back. Even if it's an easy map, it just frustrates. It's like annoying to me to go, oh, I have to go run Chateau again because I forgot to pick up the stupid crafting recipe at the boss. And I gotta run through, find the boss. Don't have to kill the boss, but go in, get the recipe, get out. That's annoying. Especially, if you do it when you're 10 levels above the area, you don't get as much XP from it. But here we go. Lots of good monsters here. Quickly went down from 50 down to 25 monsters remaining, and the rest of them are pretty much over here. So we're just gonna clean all these guys up. Get the cheeky level up with 12 monsters remaining. And 6. And do I do a full clear? I do a full clear there. Amazing. Passive point, and I already know I gotta go up that wheel according to the build guide. So that's an easy thing to do. And then we hit the portal scroll. Yep. So just as a side, I have that portal scroll assigned to my A key. So I don't have to go into my inventory to select the scroll. I just hit A. It happens so fast. It happens instantly. It's great. We're going to do this geode map now, and it looks also challenging. It's a rare level map. And I'm just going to check this. Thieves' Torment Prismatic Ring. Can't use other rings. What a great ring to have. You can only use it. You cannot use anything else. Cool. I wonder if you could use 2 of them. Technically, you wouldn't be using another ring. It'd be the same ring, but a duplicate? I don't know. Alright, we're going to go in here, get the adjacent map chance, because I need more maps. You need sustainability. Maps. Into the geode we go. I am reminded just now, I was not reminded while I was running the map, but I am reminded now. Not my favorite layout. Very wide open. Very not friendly for my skill attack pattern. That Orb of Alchemy is friendly to me though. So we're just gonna continue shield rush around. Saw those guys. I hit him with the frost blink, not the frost blink, the frost bomb and the frost bite. That's hard. That's hard for my brain to comprehend. Frost blink, frost bite, frost bomb. Oh boy. Oh boy. Anyway, clearing out these guys. This part is not so bad. But like the different levels of pathways that are close together, the monster, like all the stairs and stuff, it's just not a very easy to run map in my opinion. I wouldn't call it the worst, but it definitely leaves a lot to be desired. So far so good. Putting in lots of good work here. Again, trying to more or less kill everything because we need to. We need that XP. Let's check around here. Oh, nice little group of magic monsters. I say this all the time, but I'll say it. I'll continue to say it all the time. With the Glacial Cascade, it's important to position the character in such a way that the final inch or whatever on screen of the cascade is like on top of or near the monsters that you're trying to kill. If you are right on top of the monsters, you're not going to do near as much damage. Take a huge hit, in fact. So you need to maintain distance. Even though this build feels like a ground slam or a melee slam build, it is a spell, and you need to treat it that way. You need to keep it, you need to respect the spell, and the spell wants you to stay further away to do more damage. Alright, we're going to go into the arena and go ahead and kill the boss before we go back and kill the rest of the monsters. Let's come over here. Oh, there's that guy. We're going to go ahead and die.
Now the fun.
That happened really, really fast, and I'm very upset that I didn't put a portal scroll. So now I'm curious. I'm going to check the modifiers. Unique bosses are possessed. That is why. He was glowing green, and he absolutely melted my face because he was possessed. Generally speaking, the possessed monsters, they offer, I think, maybe a little bit more XP, but also the oh my gosh, greater potential for better loot, stuff like that. But you do pay a price. They are harder generally to kill. They might attack faster, they might hit harder, or both, or any number of things.
Such sweet suffering.
But it's important to get that. Some maps can be unrunnable if it is unique bosses are possessed, depending on your build, depending on the boss that's on that map. However, if you've already got the Atlas point for the map, you may not necessarily need to kill the boss. You might run the map, get to the boss area, and just bounce. You don't have to kill the boss. But sometimes the boss has a better chance at dropping a map or dropping different loot. Better loot? Question mark? Potentially. More loot? Depends. So just something to think about as we clear guys up. Still more than 50 remaining, so I'm going to continue to charge around. Nice little pack here. We'll just melt them down into goo for my experience bar. That sounded gross, but it is what it is. Okay. Good work there. Still more than 50. So there's this huge area right in the middle of the map that is a pain to get to, but here's where all the monsters are. More or less. Some div cards, divination cards. I still don't think I even have a full stack of any of them, so kind of useless to me right now, but look at that. What are the odds of that? 2 unique drops back to back. Literal back to back.
Now the fun.
And there I died. Way to go, Chef. I think that damage was chaos damage, and I have either still very low chaos or negative chaos resistance, so that's gonna plot me down pretty fast. And again, very
Choose your
upset
next move.
that I
Very
didn't
carefully.
put a portal down. 'Cause I got cocky, you know. I got arrogant that I don't need one. I can kill all this stuff. So let me put one right there. And of course, I make absolute a joke out of all these guys now. Frostblink into the first pack, kill them all. Easy cleanup with the second. But always put a portal down, even if you think you're doing great. Put a portal. Just do yourself a favor. So put a portal. Good job, Chef. All right, we just have the boss in here. So Frostblink, no, Frostbomb, Frostbite, stay away. And I'm trying to determine how far away can I be to get the kill. I think it was about right there. And then my mercenary was doing a lot of the work too. Sending in a chaos damage over time degen right there. I should probably not do that. Let that cloud dissipate. Check the loot. That shield looks kind of interesting. That Wraith Axe, definitely, because it's worth a chromatic orb to sell back to the vendor. And that's about it. I don't need to open another portal. We got one right here. That's geode complete. And we're just going to clear out the inventory, get the maps in there. We're really not doing great on alchemy orbs, am I? Meligaro's Lens and Doedre's Tenure, both not great items. I'm thinking about these ambush myths. Could they be better than what I'm currently using? I love... Yeah, that shield is an immediate sell. It's not good. The gloves were interesting. They had a good high life roll, but that was about it. And now my stash tab is full that I have for unique items, so I've got to clean up a bunch of these flasks and stuff that don't mean anything. But this is pretty much winding down the episode, so I'm just gonna search for flasks and be done with it. Sell them to make some space. But this was a pretty good episode. Not too upset with how it went. I will be farming either maps that I've already run or lower. I guess technically I have already run the lower maps on camera, so I'll pretty much run maps that I've already done off camera to continue leveling, try to get more gold, and try to keep King's March running, because that'll be really important to continue getting currency going, and build out King's March, hire more people, and kind of get it moving so that I can make some progress on actually potentially buying gear that we need or buying the materials to craft better items. But I'm gonna let this go and then just fade out here at the end, but that's gonna be it for me today. I want to thank you so very much for watching. Consider hitting that subscription button if you have not done so already, and head over to twitch.tv/ChefLethalPlays. Consider hitting the follow button over there just in case I happen to do a live stream sometime. You might catch me go live. Alright, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you again. I'll see you next time.